I know that that change could be difficult. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Naomi said, I think the biggest change for me was choosing to transition into a completely new field, different from my previous experience. That is beautiful, you know. So one thing that is also very, peculiar to our age group is transitioning. A lot of us, we are discovering life and we are transitioning with life. So I respect that for you, Naomi. Dorcas, any major transition from your end? Doc, any major transition from your hand? Any change?
Mine is like- Okay. Mine is like just about life that I outgrew my friends, and I think I don't know how to explain, but then I outgrew my friends and I decided to see that I'm more than what I thought I was, something like that. And trying to heal too.
That is, you came to a state of self-awareness. You notice,
Yeah, and like and that everything around there was draining, so I needed to leave.
and that's healthy for you. I mean, discovering that at an early phase, that is really, really healthy. Because one thing that is difficult for people of a lot of young person is detachment. Many times you outgrow certain spaces, you outgrow certain situations, and then we all get very sentimental to detach from those situations. So I'm very happy you are able to take that decision, and I'm glad you came to that state of self-awareness, and it would help you position for where you really desire to be. So lastly, Mr. Emmanuel, can you share with us what is that biggest change I've had to deal with? I was scared for a minute that you dropped out, but I'm glad to see you back in. So, Mr. Emmanuel, can you quickly just share with us?
Well, the things I had to deal with was not really much. But when I gained admission to like the University of Wales, a little bit of change.
Hmm.
Yeah, that long.
And you sound muddled, but I think I picked up what you said. But I mean, one thing I wanted to show us from this little experience is to tell you that change happens, whether you are prepared for it or not. If you don't prepare for life changes, life would naturally bend you towards a pattern. So it is better for you as a person to decide to expect change. It is inevitable. I mean, I was telling one of my friends earlier this year that the whole content creation thing did not really start. I mean, now we have people taking content creation as a very big deal, but content creation was not a thing when I was still in university, for example. It was us, oh, we have some people who are like skit makers. They were skit makers, but they were no content creators, so to say. So you had people like Baba Day, you had people like Twice, people like Maraji, who were the early, and Emanuela, those guys were just skit makers. But now the world has even transitioned from just making skits to creating content. Now there's a whole digital economy that is springing up, and people are cashing out heavily. And one thing that happens is that, so one thing you want to do is expect change. Expect change. It is inevitable. Right now, we are all at a young phase. And one thing that's inevitable is change. So always put your eyes out. Now, there has been a lot of conversations around AI. There has been a lot of conversations about adoption for AI. So if you are a very intentional person, I think whatever you are trying to do at this age and time, you should be consciously positioning yourself on how AI would be able to make your work easier. Because while AI would replace some skills, AI would help some other skills, advance and become better. So you want to watch out. I would listen to my look for early signs and adapt quickly. If you are on this call and you don't even already use ChatGPT, one or two AI tools, then I question you. Change is not the enemy. Fear is. I know a lot of people who are always crippled by fear. You don't want to change because you have certain fear. You are scared of what if this tool crashes? What if AI takes my job? What if there are always people who would be afraid, and they'll be the last persons to join the bandwagon. And by the time they join in, most times it's already almost late because change always favors early adapters most times. So when you get into spaces, you see that people who got into that space early enough are able to take most of the benefits in that industry. They become the legends in that industry. So practically, you have to deal with fear. One of the biggest enemies of change is fear. Like we also mentioned, she transitioned from a skill to another skill entirely. There would have been fears in her mind. Like, what if I transition and this skill does not really cut it? What if, well, there's always the what if this, what if that. But the boldness to conquer all of that is to face your fears and address them. So, one thing I want to first tell all of us is what you fear is usually worse in your mind than in reality. You see that thing that you fear, yeah, that big fear that you really think you have, it is worse in your mind than in reality. When I was going to start this entire startup process, I asked myself, what is the worst thing that would happen? What is the worst thing that would happen? Is that I will not, I will go hungry. In the reality, you will not go hungry because in the midst of it, you might not have the liquidity to do a lot of things, but the fear is worse in your mind than it is in reality. So most fears are actually irrational if you think about it. There was a time in your life when you were afraid of university. I don't know about you guys, though, but I had certain fears about university. I had certain fears about life after university because I did not study a professional course. I studied English, right? I was quite bothered about life after university. Like, how would life go after university? And I was just in a place where of uncertainty, and it was just because I was just afraid. And many people are like that. So you want to try things, but then you are afraid. But I put it to you today, most fears are irrational. They are just your mind trying to, play tricks on you. It says, let's go and, trust in what lies ahead. Let's go and trust in what lies ahead. So that is one way you can deal with fear. Let's go and trust with what lies ahead. So I want you to change your mindsets this morning as I prepare to welcome our mentor. He will be joining us very soon. Believe that change would help you, not harm you. Believe that change would help you, not harm you. You see, in the book that I read, there were four characters in the book. There were two mice and two little humans. So they were left to go face a maze. Now, let me tell you the story quickly before I welcome I welcome our mentor. So there were four characters, two mice and two little humans. And they were left to face a maze in search of cheese. Now, what happened is that both both the four characters set into the maze and they found cheese at a station called Station C. So after finding the cheese, they camped at that station and they would, go from there, wake the next morning, eat the cheese. It was sweet. The experience was good. Life was fun. They had cheese, it feels like they had met their goal. But the mice noticed day after day that the cheese was reducing in proportion. They noticed that the cheese was reducing in proportion. And after a while, they ran out of cheese. They ran out of cheese. But while the mice noticed that, oh, the cheese has finished, the two mice in the story, Sniff and Scurry, they set into the maze and started looking for another cheese. They set into the maze and started looking for another cheese. But the two little humans, M and O, were still laid back. They were puzzled who moved my cheese. And that was where the story came. That was where the title of the story came from, Who Moved My Cheese. They did not anticipate change. So they were all just trying to analyze how the cheese went. Meanwhile, the two mouse had set into the maze and started looking for another cheese. And most times we are always like that. So you come into a place, you started making small money, you have started, enjoying small benefits with life, and you get so stuck in the process that you don't notice that the world is fast moving. Now, I was doing a video yesterday and I was asking that where were the typewriters of our generation? When I was in school, when I was in GSS, I did shorthand in business studies. And there were people who actually taught us those skills. But where are they now? That's cheese has moved. So if anybody was in that generation and was so caught up with being a typewriter and all of those, and you did not transition with the digital, with digital age, you would be left out. You won't get jobs anymore. So one encouragement is that believe that change would help you, because the world is transitioning fast. And this applies to all of us because, I mean, we're in a phase where we are acquiring skills, we are building skills, we are getting new skills. As you are getting the skills, be sure that you are reawakening your mind. Because even one thing that I've come to discover is that people who are acquiring tech skills, now we have Canva codes that can literally help you write codes. So in a few years to come, you might not need a tech bro to help you build a website or an app anymore, because AI would, you just give AI the prompts and AI will deliver a fully functioning application to you. That is where the world is going to. So how are we preparing to all, accommodate this change that is coming, basically? So today we're just going to be talking about preparation, and I want us to know that change is for us. There are people who anticipate change, and there are people who fear change. People who anticipate change know they handle change better than people who fear change. So change always leads to something better. Change always leads to something better. Old beliefs don't lead to new results. And finally, before I let go, I want to give you all a task. Imagine yourself enjoying your new success, your new success, and visualize it. What does it mean to you? That picture of the future that you have. Imagine yourself enjoying it. That visualization would be the push, because when you are anticipating change, it is the visualization of the end goal that keeps you rooted. Because in the early days, it's not easy. I will not be one of people that will deceive you. In the early change of accommodating change, it is not always easy. But the picture of the future that you have set is the one that would help you easily navigate and, get where you want to get and make the best of the resources that you have primarily. So, finally, breaking out of your comfort zone is rewarding in itself. You want to break out of your comfort zone. You want to break out of your comfort zone and go out there and look for new cheese. Go out there and look for new cheese. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of better sometimes, you know. So you want to break out of your comfort zone and go and look for new cheese. I want to encourage you to change as the situation changes. Change as the situation changes. Don't wait. There's something my mentor calls paralysis of analysis. It is that you are just trying to analyze how the change is happening. The truth is just change. My mentor will also say, God does not redirect a parked car. Once you are moving, it is easy to redirect you. So change as the situation changes. Check your fear-based beliefs. Simplicity helps with agility. Simplicity helps with agility. And at this point, I would want to I want us to do something. I want us to do something real quick. I want to see your reactions if you are still here with me. I want to see your reactions if you are still here with me. I want us to try something out. I'm not seeing your reactions. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing the reactions now. Seeing the reactions. So I want you to imagine your sector, that sector that you really desire. Imagine that sector in the next 5 years. What are the things you foresee, you anticipate will happen in that sector? And I'm going to pass the mic around at this moment. I want all of us to talk. What are the changes you foresee in that sector that you are in presently? What are the changes you foresee could happen in that sector in the next 5 years? I want us all to talk. What are the changes you foresee? So for you that you want to be a musician, what are the changes that you see in the music industry? For example, Afro pop is a thing now, and Afro pop is gradually even phasing out. Little by little, Afro pop is fading out. I don't know what genre of music you want to face, but tell me what you see that industry becoming in the next 5 years, and then we'll take the conversation from there. So I will take let me check my list. Oh, Mr. Inibas is here already. Mr. Inibas is here already. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we'll take that test. We'll take that game after this session. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great honor that I welcome my leader. This is my leader, first of all. He's the CEO of Land and Crepes, is a top leader in the real estate space. He has trained over 1,000 realtors. It's not a small feat to train over 1,000 realtors. He's a speaker of speakers, a trained speakers, is a leader. Is that leader that is always hands-on and is my own leader. Please join me today, this evening, as we make welcome the one and only, the exceptional, the dynamic Mr. Bassey. You're welcome, sir.
Hi, how you guys doing? Good evening, everyone. Trust we're all having a great time.
Yes, we are.
Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, fantastic. So what's going on now?
So I mean, we are discussing around preparation. I had to talk about anticipating change and preparing for change, and also gradually just prepare for life. And that was the conversation we were having before you joined us, sir.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So am I allowed to start?
Definitely, sir.
I should just go through it now, right? So good evening, everyone. I believe we're gonna have a great time, right? You first sent me a topic about preparation, and I love it because there's this saying that says preparation, success is when preparation meets opportunity, right? And it's amazing how many people look at preparation as if it's a thing, as if it's an event, a one-time event. So we're going to dive into that matter and try to demystify that thinking and generally see how we can effectively prepare for life because truly life can throw you a curveball, right? And you can never be fully prepared for what life throw at you. But there are some basic wisdom you can have that can help you navigate those curveballs. And you begin to see that before the curveball came, you were prepared for it. And I think by God's grace, I'll be able to, show you guys that so you can learn and begin to use these tools as one of the key tools as you go about your life journey. That being said, once again, I want to say thank you for having me. If you can hear me, quickly just send an emoji. Let me see that you guys can hear me and see that you're all participating. Just let me see some emojis. If I get like 4 emojis, then I will get started. Yes, that's three. I need one more, one more, one more, one more, one more, one more. And we'll go to five. Are we all here? Okay, fantastic. So we have it. That's good. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. My video. Oh, took it over the point. Okay. Um. Okay. So let's start now. Mm. So the first thing I want to say is that the future doesn't belong to the smartest. It belongs to the most prepared. The future doesn't belong to the smartest. The future belongs to those that are prepared. So I want to ask, how many of us here wants to be successful? Let me just see your hands up. And how many of us have written a 5-year plan? How many of us here wants to be successful? Hands up. I want this class to be engaging. Let me be sure you guys can hear me. How many of us wants to be successful? We're just 6 here now, so this should be very intimate. Either you're chatting or you're writing something or you're raising your hands. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, fantastic. So how many of us have written a 5-year plan? Planned success. How many one? How many of us? Okay, nobody. Okay, 3-year plan. Have you sat down to just try and write a plan? Okay, in the next 5 years, year one, this is what I want to be doing. Year two, this is what I want to be doing. Year three, or just 5 years by the fifth year of my life from now to the next 5 years. I'll be there, I'll be doing this. No. So you see, none of us are actively getting prepared for life. Nobody has written down any plan. So we're just going with the way the wind is taking us. Not the best, right? That's not how you want to live life. You want to, every time you sit down and actively try to write a plan, you will force yourself to think. And that's what most people don't want to do. They don't want to think. So I want to challenge everyone here to, after this class, sit down this week and actively try. See, the plan doesn't have to be correct. I know most people don't like writing a plan because they're not sure about their life. Like, I don't know what life's going to throw at me. I don't know what You don't need to know. You have to determine it. You choose what you want from life. All of us were on this call because we choose to. If we say no to this call, we'll be out. So it's important that you write down something, not accurate, not sure, but write down something, because what it does, it forces you to think. It forces you to look inwards, to imagine, to dream. Then after dream, write it down. When you write it down, you read it and see how sound that dream looks, or how bad the dream sound. It's important you write it down. You write down the plan, you know. And a lot of people, because they've not written down their plans, they don't know how to plan. Planning has a sequence, is a skill set. When you write a goal of a 5-year goal, how do you distill it to yearly plans? How do you distill it to monthly plan? How you distill it to weekly goals? How you distill it to daily? Once you do this, you now know what you should be doing with your time per time. And that's when you take power, you take control of your life. Your life is no longer tossed and fro by anybody except those you've put your life under. Except those you've put your life under. And I mean people that you volunteer for, people that you put as mentors, people that you're willing to work as a team, and the community you belong to. You volunteer for this set of people. But outside that, you have control over your life. Right? So it's important that we do this. The silence in the room is massive. Nobody has written down the 5-year plan, but we all want to be successful. You see the irony? We need to correct that, right? So we're going to change that today. I'll show you how preparation and not just passion determines your progress, and how you can set clear goals, clear milestones that will carry you from where you are today to where you want to be. Are we excited? Are we ready for this journey? In the next 40 minutes, I should be done. Let's go. There's a lie about passion without preparation. Everyone will tell you, follow your passion. But your passion without a plan is potential going nowhere. Passion without a plan is potential going nowhere. Follow your passion. Follow your passion. To where? To Badagry. Where is the passion taking you to? A passion without a plan is a journey to nowhere. You have to know, where am I going to? Where is my passion going to take me to? So in life, in business, in career, it's not about feelings, it's about frameworks. You need to frame your life at every point. And guess what? You have power to change it. Don't forget. So don't wait for certainty. You don't need to be certain. You just have to be clear. Now I'm teaching now. You don't need to be certain. You just have to be clear. And clarity phase rather, 100%. If it changes, go move to the next thing that it has changed to. No, life doesn't guarantee us certainty, but with clarity, we can determine the outcomes of our life. All right. So these are the three pillars of preparation that I know. Clarity, like I just mentioned, three things. These three things build character, and character is all you need to make life work. Clarity, you sit down and ask yourself, where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Create pictures. Then what you see in your head, start writing it down. The one that align with your mind, write it down. Clarity, part time, the next 5 years. Distill it to yearly goals. When you're done with that, set out to execute. That's when you build capacity. When you start to execute, you begin to build skills and knowledge to get you there. Knowing what you want is clarity. Building skills and knowledge to get there is capacity. Taking small and deliberate steps is consistency. Every day you do one thing towards going there. Me, every day of my life, I do one thing towards my goal every day. Sometimes the only thing I need to do is just to survive the day. Read. Sometimes the only thing I need to do to survive the day is just watch a YouTube video, 1 hour. A biography, autobiography video of a successful company. Big companies is my biggest YouTube page. Just sit there, watch how companies evolve. Because my goal is to build a fantastic company, right? So sometimes there is nothing to do. There's no clients to talk to. There's no prospecting. There's no resource, no energy. You're down and out. But regardless, I will do one thing. I can pray in the spirit for 1 hour about my vision and my goal. Focus. I can watch a YouTube video. I can call a friend and talk about the business. I can read a book about it. So that's one thing. Small but consistent. Rather than not doing anything and just whiling away the entire day. So taking that small steps, I can shoot a video. Taking that small step, but it's deliberate, daily. That's how you stay consistent. So I just share with you guys my story. Every day I do something towards my goal. So let's break down a 5 year goal. If you have a 5 year goal, so you can sit now and say, in the next 5 years, I want to be, let's say for me, top 5 real estate company in Nigeria. Next 5 years, right? Top 5. So I'm going to break it down. Year 1, what am I going to do? Learn. I'm going to learn about the top 5 real estate company in Nigeria. I'll learn. I will volunteer. I will do internship, study, interview, make one of them my mentor. I will do everything I need to do within the first year just to learn and study about the top 5 companies, real estate companies in Nigeria. Year 2, what am I going to do? I'm going to do small projects. I'll do something. Year 1, I'm learning, gleaning, gathering knowledge, interviewing, studying, watching YouTube videos, reading, just learning, observing. Observation is learning. The biggest form of learning is observation. You want to observe. What you observe stays with you. Observe and learn. Year 2, I will start to do small projects. I'll join a team. I'll join a team of the top 5. I'll volunteer. I'll do a freelance work for them. I'll do something. Year 3, I'll start to build something. All I've learned, all what I've done, I'll start to turn it into a product. I'll take ownership. I'll put some money into it. I'll launch something that is similar to what they are doing. I'll publish something that is similar to what they're doing. I'll start a podcast that is similar to what they are doing. I'll build something. It will begin to reflect in my business, reflect in my life. I'm going to build something. Therefore, I'll start to network. I'll scale. So you see, I'm learning, I'm doing, I'm building, I'm scaling. I begin to scale, push myself, talk to more people, pitch my ideas, push myself, talk to more people, pitch my ideas. Year 5, I've positioned myself, right, to go. I begin to take calculated risks to become the top 5. Are you seeing? So this is how you can break down your goals. In the next 5 years, I want to become this. You break it down into 5 years. What am I going to do the first year, second year, third year? So if I'm in my learning year, I will not be bothered with Kunle that is already doing massive projects. Why would I be bothered? I've not built capacity to do massive projects. I've not networked. I've not done a smaller project to test my abilities. I've not positioned myself as an authority in the space. I've not scaled. So Kunle that is doing massive work will not bother me. I can't compare myself. I'm in my learning stage. I'm going to be looking at what Kunle is doing, and I'll be learning because I know where I am. I'm clear about my vision. When I'm in my doing stage, right, I'm no longer going to be sitting down and just learning and learning. No, what I've learned, I want to practicalize it. When I'm in building stage, it's not just about doing now, it's about people. When I'm in my scaling stage, I'm networking, I'm going out for events, I'm spending money on relationships, I'm pitching my ideas. And when I'm in my 5th year, right, I'm positioned to take over. The funny thing about all of this is that as you do it, sometimes in the first year, just 2-3 months, you've learned all you need. Pram, you move into doing. As you start doing, you move into building teams. As you start scaling. Before you know, you've positioned. Sometimes all of this can happen in a year, and your 5-year dreams is collapsed into 1 year. Bam, you scale your dream again. You set a new goal again. Sometimes you find yourself doing all of this at once. You're learning, you're doing, you're building, you're scaling, you position yourself. That's where I am. I'm doing everything at the same time in the last 1 year. As I'm learning, I'm doing. As I'm doing, I'm building. As I'm building, I'm trying to scale. I'm trying to scale, trying to position myself as a leader because I want to take over the industry. If you don't have that capacity to dance, there's a dance. You can't do this. You might just have to take it a step at a time. But if you can dance from learning, knowing what time to learn, one time to learn. So if you don't have that skill set, you don't want to try that. But this is how you break down a 5-year goal into a yearly plan, right? Stage of learning, stage of doing, stage of building, stage of scaling, stage of positioning yourself as authority. Don't forget, everything you learn can help you position as an authority. How? By teaching others. Once you learn, you teach. Once you do, you explain. Once you build, right, you lead. Once you scale, you network. Once you position yourself, you take position. This is how you become an authority in the industry. And each of the year's milestone is not a miracle. It's about frameworks and taking actionable steps. You got to put yourself in the game. You got to put your mouth where your money is. You're going to bet on yourself. How many of us here are willing to bet on ourselves? How do you bet on yourself? Take your last money, put it into what you believe in. Borrow money from your friends, put it there. Put your money in your own vision first. That's how you bet on yourself, right? I'm almost there, almost there, almost there. So I don't know if we can do this activity. No need, because that might take a bit of our time, right? So There are habits for prepared people, right? As someone that is preparing for life, you must have certain habits. Your habit determines your lifestyle, right? You must read a book, you must have a mentor, you must set goals, you must learn how to say no to distractions, you must be focused, and your path has to be narrow, right? You need to learn discipline. Discipline protects you today, you know. Discipline is your protection for today and your springboard for your success tomorrow. Next best time is today. So how do we now learn preparation? This is how you do it. You pick a dream. Last time I told you guys about decision clarity. You pick a dream, right? Once you pick a dream, oh, I didn't know my video has been off since just once you pick a dream. So this is the meat of the conversation. Right? Everyone here has to pick a dream. Oh, you said I have a plan. Yes, sir. Yes, I like that. Everybody has to pick a dream, right? Just pick one. Pick one thing. Decide on it. Now, once you pick that thing, make sure everything about your life, 80% of that of your life is focused on that thing. Let me explain what I'm saying. In life, you're permitted to spend on two things only. One, yourself and your dream. Anybody that's going to be your friend, that's going to spend their life with you. Let me watch this. Look at my hand. Your dream is up here. You are down here. That person is here. It's like a triangle. Anybody that's going to be with you must be going towards the same path as your dream. So as the person is pushing towards your own dream and you're pushing towards, you guys will meet in front. This is how you prepare for life. You pick a dream that is up. You stay here down, right? And you start doing everything. You start learning everything. You start building everything. You start scaling, networking, positioning yourself, those five things towards taking you from here to that dream. Every time you learn, you read, you study, you're preparing. Every time you try, you do, you volunteer, you do freelance work, you do some free work for people. So I was speaking with a friend today. He was telling me how he's schooled in London. He has a lot of quality friends, but yet he's not getting gigs. He's a musician, and most of his friends are getting married almost every month. And he's like, if all of these guys they pick me, or they like they what's the word now? They employ me. Is it employ? If they what's the word now? Like if they get him to come and sing in their they come to sing on their wedding day, brother, they will have a lot of gigs and will be making money. And I said to him, you're thinking the wrong way, you're being entitled. What you should do, your friends are not gonna book, yes, book you, thank you. If all of his friends book him, right, that's what I was looking for. He'll be fully booked, right? And he'll be having a lot of gigs and making money. And he said, even though they pay him as little as 100K, I said, see, bro, they are your friends, but they don't owe you anything. They're not going to book you because, as far as they're concerned, your career is not there. They're going to book somebody else because they have the money. What you should not do is to volunteer to sing for them for free. Any of your friend that is getting married, send him a proper document. Send some of your songs and say, God, please, can you just give me 2 minutes just to serenade you, your wife, and your guest? 2 minutes. Let me just, anything. Just come. I just start asking all of them. When you go to that event, sing for free. Put your best self forward. Somebody's going to see you in that audience and be like, whoa, this makes a lot of sense. And they're going to book you. Your friend will see you sing in one of your other friends' wedding. And we're like, whoa, bro, I like what you did there. Can you come do it for me? We're going to book you. And before you know, bookings are going to come. If you think you're good enough, offer your service for free. Test it in the market. Hear what the market will say. And I was like, wow. I said, yes. But the problem is, you're thinking of how to survive. You're not thinking about your dream. And this takes me to the act of preparation. Many people are not preparing because they are thinking of survival. See what I'm saying? They want to live their dreams now, not knowing that every time you offer your service for free, every time you do something for someone, every time you engage, you learn, you're preparing, even when the outcome is not favorable. See what I'm saying? So when you make a decision and the decision is not favorable, doesn't mean it's a bad decision. It's just a decision that was preparing you for the next decision. If you date someone and they break your heart, doesn't mean it was a bad relationship. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean the person was a bad person. Doesn't mean the person didn't love you. You're just preparing yourself on how to become a better person. You're preparing yourself on how to know people better. Preparing yourself on how to have a better relationship. If you think about it like this, you'll see preparation is always happening from one level to another level. The way you were tested and prepared, the way you prepare for this thing is not the same way you prepare for the next thing. Let's say you're 17. The kind of preparation that you need for life at 18 is different from the kind of preparation you need for life at 20. It's different from the kind of preparation you need for life at 30. How would you know you're a good husband? How would you know you become a good husband? You will know by the way you start treating the ladies around you, from your sister to your mom to your friend that is a lady. How you looking out for them? How you empathizing with them? How you become a good man? Now, when you become a good guy at a young age, the society will tell you that you're not smart, you're not a bad guy. You don't have to sleep with ladies and walk away. But if you don't listen to them, you would have started preparing to become a good husband. Now, when you take that part, that speak to a woman kindly, how to be kind to women, how to understand women emotions because you were friends with a lot of ladies and you were there for them, a shoulder to cry on. They will tell you how women react, how women speak, what women want. You will understand women to your mom. When you decide to marry, you'll be a fantastic husband. Your wife will benefit from all the 10 years that you chose to be a good boy. Now, your friends that decide to go that route and they are married, they become terrible husbands. They'll be trying to learn all the bad and evil things they've done back at home. So in that journey, you can be dating a girl, and the girl is going to show you shaggy. It's going to show you shaggy because she wants to live in a toxic relationship. You want to act crazy, and you like peace. Now you look stupid to her, right? Because you choose yourself. But what you're doing, you're preparing yourself to be a better husband. Same thing when it comes. As you're young now, you have free time. They say come for prayer meeting every time you're in church. You're praying. Some people say you're stupid. Why are you always in church? But now you're preparing yourself through prayer to become a better man in future. So when challenges come, you know how to pray and how to deal with spiritual stuff and how to set the record straight, how to embody, because you're learning how to pray today. Most of your friends ain't going to church. They are not praying. When life challenges hit them, they start running up and down. You see a big, strong man with chest will collapse. He has no spiritual sense and intelligence, right? Then you step up and begin to teach him how to deal with difficult things and how to pray he himself out of those challenges. Before you know, they start respecting you, but because you've prepared yourself for that day. When you start running a business, right, and you want to be a successful business owner, today you don't have a business, you're working for someone, you take full responsibility, you start to volunteer, you do the things you need to do, you look out for the business, you outwork yourself a lot. Enjoy yourself now. Why are you stressing yourself? Is it your father business? Take it easy now. If you choose not to listen to them and you do what you need to do and you work yourself out as if it's your own business. Tomorrow when God gives you yours, You'd have learned the skill set, the relations, the capacity, and the relationship that you need to grow your business. So when you're working on your business, it becomes easy for you. People are going to look at you and say, wow, you're so smart. But you see, you prepared for that. Now, when you now start that your business, right? What you now need to do to take your business to the next level is what you did the last time, but on a different level. So preparation doesn't stop. You prepare on this level for the next level, this level for the next level. So whatever you're doing right now is a preparation for the next level. Whilst is a goal that you're achieving now, the moment you achieve that goal, it set yourself up for the next level. So every goal you set, whatever you need to do to achieve that goal is preparation. When you achieve it, and that's what life is all about. You're constantly preparing, building capacity for the next level. Guess what? If you don't do it, life will send the next level to you as curveballs, curveballs, curveballs. Life will happen to you. And when life happens to you, and you've not built the necessary skill set, you've not built the network, you've not built what is the skill, the capacity to deal with those challenges, capacity, build the network, build the skill set. When life throws you a curveball, you will withstand it, you will navigate, you will pray your way out, you will network your way out, you will outwork your way out, and you come out a general on the next level. Then you tell life, send me your best shot. All the great businesses you see today, all the great businesses you see today, most of them, Toyota, Mercedes Benz, Volkswagen, name them, all the great American businesses, they survived 2 world wars. You don't understand. Stop, pause, think about this. 2 world wars. What that means, the war was in a war. The war, there was war in the world. You get me? Fighting, bombing, destruction. People lost everything. There was no money. Government failed. There was Great Depression. It was so bad. People were eating people. They would boil people and eat. That's how hard it is. Yet these businesses they survive. How did they survive such adversity? That's what I'm telling you. Either by working for someone, either by what their father taught them, either by engaging, facing challenges. When World War came, they would have called back Ramsey and walked away. But because they had a dream, the dream, the vision was surmount every challenge. The vision capacity for the next one. And that's how they were able to navigate themselves to become the brands that you see today. So my question to you, if you faced World War, you've not faced any war. So what's your excuse? Your excuse, unwillingness to think and build capacity. Thank you all. And it's a wrap.
Wow.
Any
Wow,
question?
wow, 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 wow. Thank you so very much. That was mind-blowing. That was beautiful. That was explosive. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Wow. Guys, I don't know if you were able to capture all that was said. But I think the good thing is I recorded everything because these are not things that you get to just listen to one off and you go and sleep. There are things that you chew and then you regurgitate. Like you have to play back and actually relearn because I used to feel planning was, just you putting pen to paper and conceptualizing. I didn't realize that even in the act of executing, you are also preparing for the next phase. So what you are presently executing is also you preparing for another phase of your growth. And that was just really mind-blowing to me. Thank you so very much, Mr. Inibasi. Thank you so much, my deacon. So please, guys, I don't know if you have questions. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. We'll take questions so that we can wrap this up. If you have questions, please kindly ask your questions. I think I would start um, by asking something that came to mind. So, sir, you had said something. I mean, when you were talking, and I took note of it. So you gave an analogy about, you should only spend on, about you said you should spend on your dreams and yourself, right? When you are building for the dream, and you used an analogy of if this is you should only align with